Sometimes the most profound truths about the universe are hidden in the simplest stories. And today, we're going to dive into one of my absolute favorites from the Bhagavata Purana. It's a story about a mischievous little boy, his loving mom, and a rope. But this isn't just any story. This is the story of Damodar. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the name itself, Damodar. Because honestly, the whole story is packed right into this one word. It's actually two words put together. Dama, which means rope, and Udara, which means belly. So literally, Damodar is the one whose belly was tied with a rope. This simple name is the key that unlocks this entire incredible event. And right away, this leads to a pretty mind-bending question, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. If this little child, Krishna, is really the supreme lord of everything, how on earth do you discipline him? How do you give a timeout to the creator of time itself? It sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, let's see how this all plays out. All right, so let's set the scene. Our story doesn't start with some big cosmic explosion. Nope, it starts in the most familiar place possible, in a home with a mom just going about her morning. This is all about Yashoda. So, I want you to picture this. It's early in the morning, and Mother Yashoda is doing her daily chore, churning butter. But here's the thing, it's not just some boring task for her. She is completely absorbed, totally lost in love, just singing songs about her little boy Krishna. Her work is her song. And bam, right there, we get our first big takeaway. It's so powerful, it shows us that devotion isn't something you just do at a special time or place. When you pour love into your everyday stuff, your work, your chores, whatever, that itself becomes a form of worship. And that is exactly the kind of thing that gets God's attention. So little Krishna comes toddling in. He's hungry, he wants his mom's attention. But you know how it is. Yashoda spots milk on the stove about to boil over, so she has to quickly put him down to go deal with it. And Krishna? Oh man, he feels totally ignored. And what does any kid do when they want attention? He makes a little mischief. He smashes a pot of fresh butter. A classic toddler move. And this is what I absolutely love about this story. You've got the Supreme Being acting just like a little kid. That feeling of, hey, look at me, that little tantrum, it's all just a simple desire for love and attention. It makes this divine, cosmic story so human and relatable, you know? All right, so this little act of buttery rebellion kicks off the next part of our story, the Great Chase. And trust me, this is way more than just a mom trying to catch her naughty son. So Yashoda comes back, sees the butter everywhere, the broken pot, and she knows. She just knows who the culprit is. She picks up a little stick, not to hurt him, just to show him she means business. And Krishna, the one who controls all of space and time, takes one look at her and bolts. He's running away, pretending to be afraid. Okay, we have to just stop here for a second. Let this sink in. The source of all existence, the being that powerful yogis spend their entire lives meditating on just to catch a glimpse of, is running away from his mom. This is the whole point. It shows that God himself is completely, utterly controlled by one thing, pure, unconditional love. So after this chase, she finally catches up to him. She's out of breath, and he's got these big crocodile tears in his eyes. And her heart just melts, of course. But she's still a mom, right? He needs a little timeout. So she thinks, I know, I'll just tie him to this big wooden mortar. That'll keep him in one spot. Seemed like a simple plan. Or so she thought. And this, my friends, is where the story gets really interesting. This is the moment it all hinges on, where a simple rope teaches us everything about effort, grace, and what it really means to love. Yashoda grabs a rope to tie around Krishna's little belly. But it's just a little too short. Huh, weird. She grabs another one, ties them together, still too short. She literally gets every single piece of rope in the entire house, ties them all end to end, and no matter what she does, the rope is always exactly 2 inches too short. It's just impossible. So what is up with these 2 inches? It's not random, it's pure symbolism. That first inch, that's our effort. That's Yashoda trying her absolute hardest, using every rope she possibly has. But that second inch, that's God's grace. It's that little bit of magic, that divine help that we can't create on our own. The lesson is you need both, your hard work and a little bit of grace to bridge that final gap. At this point, Yashoda is just done. She is exhausted, she's sweaty, she's given it everything she's got. And Krishna looks at his mom and he sees all that love, all that tireless effort just pouring out of her. And in that moment, his heart melts. He relents. And just like that, poof, the rope fits perfectly. He allows himself to be tied. He wasn't bound by the rope, he was bound by her love. But wait, it's not over. Because of course it isn't. So now he's tied to this giant wooden mortar, and what does he do? He starts crawling. And he drags this huge, heavy thing right between two massive ancient trees. The mortar gets stuck, he gives it a little tug, and boom. These gigantic trees come crashing down, and out of the splinters, two shining divine beings appear. So who are these guys? Turns out they were the sons of Kubera, the god of wealth. They had gotten super arrogant and were cursed to live as trees. So here's Krishna in the middle of his own punishment, and he's actually liberating someone else. It's an incredible lesson, right? Pride will bring you down, for sure. But it also shows that what looks like a punishment can actually be your greatest blessing in disguise. Okay, so we've got this story down. It's an amazing story. But let's zoom out a bit and really unpack all the layers of meaning packed into this beautiful little tale. Every single character here has a lesson for us. You've got Yashoda, who shows us that pure, unconditional love is basically a superpower. You've got Krishna, who teaches us that the only thing that can truly control him is that intense, pure affection. And then you have the sons of Kubera, a timeless reminder that having wealth and power means nothing without humility. And it's not just the people. The props in this story are just dripping with meaning. That rope, that's pure devotion. The heavy mortar he's dragging around, that's like the baggage of our past actions, our karma. And those two big trees he knocks down, yep, you guessed it, that's ego and pride, just waiting to be toppled by divine grace. And you know, this isn't just some ancient, dusty story. It is alive today. Every single year, during the holy month of Kartik, people all over the world celebrate this exact pastime. They sing a beautiful prayer called the Damodar Ashtakam and offer little lamps, which is like offering a tiny flame of your own love back to the divine. So, when you boil it all down, what's the ultimate takeaway, the big message? Well, first off, you can't think your way to God. All the books, all the philosophy in the universe, it's not enough to bind him. And you definitely can't force your way there either. All the power, all the strength, all the influence in the world, it is completely and utterly powerless to contain the divine. So what's left? What actually works? The story of Damodar practically screams the answer at us. There is only one thing, one single thing in the entire cosmos that can capture the heart of the Supreme. Only pure love can. That is the rope. That's the only thing that truly binds.